Hi, my name is Adrianne and welcome to my YouTube channel where I will be talking all things Etsy, AI and digital products. This video we're going to be talking the 3 mistakes that completely messed up my shop. I've got over 3,000 sales on Etsy with digital products and I help others to be able to launch their Etsy stores in just one day. But honestly, when I first started on Etsy, my store was probably a hot mess. So I'm going to share the things that cost me time, money and momentum so that when you start your Etsy store, you don't make the same mistakes that I did and you can get yourself to making sales really quickly. Make sure that you stick around to the end of the video to make sure that you do not make the same mistakes that I did when I first started Etsy as a newbie. Mistake number 1 was pricing my digital products too low. I listed my first product and I thought to myself, no one's going to buy this if it's too expensive. It has got to be cheap. I'm talking $1.99, and for me that was really cheap, and actually it was the wrong thing for me to do. When I finally realized that actually I should be pricing my products higher, I realized a few things. First of all, pricing your products really low, it gets to a place where it's a race to the bottom, and we don't want that to be on Etsy. Shouldn't be a race to the bottom, because these digital products that we are creating are valuable, they solve problems, and they're actually really helpful. Making sure that we're actually pricing them correctly is really important. When we price things too low, we attract bargain hunters, and they are most likely the ones that complain, ask for refunds or leave bad reviews as well. So also Etsy fees. It isn't free to list on Etsy and to use the platform. Making sure that we are taking into account those Etsy fees as well in the price of our products is really important, so that Etsy gets their cut and we also make a decent profit as well. That's something really important that we've got to consider. And then the final thing is making sure that you are not devaluing your own time and your own creativity as well. If you're not earning enough per sale, you're going to really quickly burn out and lose motivation. And we don't want that. We want you to be selling on Etsy for a long time. So what I've learned from this is that confident pricing brings confident customers. When I started pricing my digital products on actually what they were truly worth and not being scared to do that, people started to buy my products. The value proposition was higher and I felt great as well. That's definitely my lesson number 1. I do not want you guys to fall into that same trap. The next one is ugly or basic mock-ups. This did take me a little while to learn. Actually, mock-ups are so important on the Etsy platform. Terrible mock-ups just mean people just scroll on their phone past your listings. Make sure that you're not using those plain white backgrounds on Etsy. What's so good with mock-ups is having a lifestyle-esque mock-up, and you can actually get these on the platform for relatively inexpensive. I'm talking £1, $1, $2 or £2. It's not a huge amount of money, but actually having really good and high quality mockups will stop the scroll for those customers. And then if you can get people to click on your listings, you are going to have a higher chance of them actually purchasing. That was definitely my mistake number 2, starting out in my journey, not paying enough attention to those mock-ups and really thinking about how can I stop the scroll, as most Etsy buyers are actually buying on their mobile phone. Now, mistake number 3 was focusing on the wrong things. It's so important that we are focusing on the right things in our Etsy store that are actually going to drive sales and drive revenue. I remember spending hours tweaking my banner, changing my logo, rewriting my About Me section, and obsessing over the shop colors. And actually, yes, branding is important, but do not spend more excessive time than you need to on that part of your store. What's really important is that you set yourself a goal when you start. That goal should be to get to 100 listings, and the reason for that is because your first listing, it's your first one, it isn't going to be perfect, and that's okay. But listing number 100 is going to be 100 times better than listing number one. So it's faster you can get yourself to 100 listings, learn how to list, learn how to stop the scroll. You are really going to be giving yourself much stronger chances of getting those sales, and much likely you will have already got your sales, your first sales, by the time you get to that 100 listings. It really is about not focusing on the wrong thing, making sure that you are understanding how Etsy buyers are buying, how they're looking at things, and making sure that your listings are clickable. It really is about, don't aim for perfection, make sure that you are aiming for progress. That is what is really going to give you a strong start when you start your Etsy journey. So with my Etsy journey, I definitely have made mistakes. Anyone else starting any new journey, we're going to make mistakes, but we're also going to learn fast. And that's exactly what I did. Everyone starts a little bit messy, but the magic is imperfect action is better than perfect action that takes longer and potentially doesn't even happen. If you are starting your Etsy journey, I hope that you have learned from the 3 mistakes that I've made so that you don't make these mistakes and you can get your first sales way faster. See you in the next video. Bye.